Hello, I'm Ethan, your New York-based organization development coach, and I've made it my mission to work with organizations, specifically their CEOs, their owners, their leadership teams, to rethink, recalibrate the path forward to success within their organization, moving away from financial, strategic, operational considerations to focus on their people because this is important. The only lasting competitive advantage that your business has is your people. What do I mean by that? Strategy doesn't work when you don't have competent, qualified people to implement. It just doesn't. Operational efficiency vis-a-vis technology transformation and technological advantages, they don't exist anymore. It's a level playing field. Every organization that's starting up has access to an EOS system. Everybody understands the power and is embracing AI. Everybody's maximizing supply chain considerations, especially post-COVID. So your operational strategies are no longer a key differentiator, but basically just a way to keep up. Now let's talk about your financials. Every organization likes to keep score, right? It's how you measure your success on a monthly, quarterly, annual basis. But what if I were to tell you something? What if I were to say that your financial measurements is really how we're doing by looking in the rearview mirror? And that's certainly no way to chart a path forward. So here is my takeaway message to you. Those folks who actually care about driving your organization to achieve lasting long-term success. The strategy that needs to be employed is a people-centric focus. Your people will deliver to you when you create an amazing workplace culture, the highest level of their performance and productivity, which is really the only lasting positive impact on your profitability. There's a straight line path. See, now, if we were in the 1970s or even 2000s, you could be able to argue we don't have enough data to support the contention that our people contribute to our success, or we don't know how to measure our organizational culture and prove that it's our culture that's creating a self-fulfilling success funnel. But we do. We have decades of organizational research that shows us that there's a straight through path between creating an amazing workplace, empowering our employees, and therefore being able to deliver lasting financial success. So here's some of my lessons and observations for you as a CEO, as a startup, as a member of your organization's leadership team, as a board member. Here are some ways to effectively create an amazing culture. The first is you conduct a snapshot of how you're doing right now. Do you have the right people in the right roles right now to ensure future success? It's a way of looking at basically a snapshot of your organizational structure, your org chart, with a view towards building a really powerful bench. And so this is what it sounds like, and not to get morbid, but what if, and then fill in the blank with whoever a key contributor is leaving, getting ill, whatever. They're no longer in the picture tomorrow. Do you have a successful strategy for identifying, coaching, training, developing, nurturing their replacement? Does their replacement even exist in-house? Or do you need to then go externally and find qualified replacements? Here's the next tip that I want to provide after my 15 years of coaching and consulting hundreds of organizations. What you need to think about is, where is your business want to go? And how do you have the people in place to get there? So you look at every level of your organization, all three, right? Senior leadership, the folks kind of in the middle, those folks in frontline client-facing staff roles, and you look across the functional areas, right? So up, down, across. Every single individual in your organization must be assessed from the perspective of, do they have the right background, experience, training, certifications, education, language proficiency, cultural diversity? Do they have the totality of what we need from them to be successful? Here's how you get there. Completely re-architect your talent acquisition, talent retention strategies. Instead of going after people based on a vacancy with roles and responsibilities that need to be performed, scrap that. That's 20th century. That's dead. Instead, look for the most amazing characteristics, qualities of rock stars. Those people who are current leaders or future leaders in your organization, they have those qualities and characteristics: problem solvers, critical thinkers, work effectively in teams. They're self-motivated, they're intrinsically motivated and driven. They're actively engaged in their communities. They're constantly thinking about their own legacy. They're servant masters. They strive to help and serve others. So those are the cherry, picking short list of key behavioral attributes. So you're looking for the best, you're bringing them in, and now you're basically giving over control of your company to them. Yeah, I said that. The notion of the pyramid command control is a vestige of the Industrial Revolution. It was a way to organize worker productivity. It doesn't exist anymore. It's dead. So you want to take that, multiple layers of your organization, look at restructuring, reducing bureaucracy and administrative overhead, flattening it to become a matrix organization, and every employee then becomes a key contributor, a project lead or a contributor to teams. You're now an organization built by teams. You're going to create an employee stock ownership program. You're going to create an opportunity, a financial incentive for your people to take over ownership of your company. Because the greatest people who come to work from you are going to although they're intrinsically motivated, they want to have a stake. They want to feel skin, blood, sweat equity. And nothing will enable your organization to grow like empowering people by giving up ownership, either partial or in total. So employee stock ownership programs. The next is employee autonomy. Once you change your mindset from filling roles, vacancies with job descriptions to bringing in the most talented people, they're going to want to have control over how they do their work. And it's the whole Daniel Pink notion of autonomy is you want people who are able to have complete control over what they work on, who they work with, when they work, and where they work from. So as a post-COVID consideration of working hybrid, remote, your people are grown-ups, they're adults. Treat them that way. Stop treating them like children. And by the way, employees are not assets to be managed. It is the height of offense to your people to treat them as if they're mere cogs in your machine. No. Instead, you don't want to think of them as assets. An asset is something that you acquire for a set price that depreciates over time. That is demeaning to human dignity. You want to instead hire people who are the best, who will help you achieve top performance, and you have to figure out your responsibility to give them everything that they need, setting clear expectations up front, hiring those people who have demonstrated success with those top rock star behavioral attributes, personality characteristics. You're giving them ownership of your company. You're re-architecting your structure of your organization. I mentioned it, flattening it and doing a human capital audit to say, do we have the right people in the right roles right now to ensure future success? You're giving them the power, the control over their work because they know what they need to do because they're closest to the work. And then your job now is to set them up for success. That's the state of the 21st century organizational structure. It's nothing short of a culture transformation. Create an amazing place to work. That's your leadership team responsibility. Not micromanaging your people to the extent that they feel like robots or automatons, that they don't feel that they're valued, respected, trusted, and then they check out. And we wonder why we have to come up with these great catchphrases to describe that. Silent quitting. Organizations I work with, their senior leadership teams, those who are most successful financially, they've already done this, but there's a path forward. So I spent 10 years researching this from around 2009 to 2018. I looked at over 200 countries. I looked at literally 7,000 plus organizations globally who are either number one, number two, top financial performers in their respective industries and sectors. And I was looking at them from the perspective of what, if any, characteristics, qualities do they share that put them in a position to outperform their competitors? And guess what the answer is? After nearly a decade of research, the only characteristic that is a meaningful, quantifiably powerful metric of organizational success is building a compassionate culture. It's why the title of that book that I wrote in 2018 is called The Compassionate Organization. We know this. If you're not motivated by intrinsically altruistic reasons for creating a great place to work, think about it from a financial performance model. Amazing organizations, amazing defined by great places to work for their people. We have decades of data that support that they outperform their competitors. So where do you start? You reach out to me. We'll schedule some time to do that human capital audit. We'll assess the state of your current workforce. We'll look at a path forward for a people strategy for your organization for the 21st century. And as part of doing that, in parallel, we'll walk through a specific action plan for building an amazing workplace culture that'll finally enable you to unleash the full performance and productivity of your amazing workforce, which has a direct positive impact on your financial performance. So having said that, I want to thank you for taking time out of your crazy, hectic day to check me out. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and notice that throughout the playlist, there are over 415 videos for effective best strategies and path forward for your business growth, your startup success, and your people's career and professional development. Thank you so much.